My name is Thomas Johnson. This is for public speaking class, and it's speech number 4. Life gets very busy for us. Sometimes when we go through life, we get busy with our schedules and all the things that are going on, and we kind of get focused in on what we're doing, and we forget about some of the important things in life or overlook some things that are very important in our life. And one of those things that sometimes get overlooked in our life is that there's a great need out there for blood donations. We live in a society where healthcare is a big issue, and healthcare is very important to our livelihood and something we have a lot of concern about. And giving blood plays a big part in that. So tonight I want to talk a little bit about the importance of blood donations. One of the things we want to talk about is the reason that we should be concerned about giving blood or participating in blood donations, and who can donate is another point that we want to discuss and talk about in the process of all this. And the last thing we'll talk about is the safety and the nobility. It's safe and noble to be a blood donor. So as life gets busy, it is hard to find time to do these type of things, and blood donation is one of those things that we have a tendency to forget. Giving blood just a few times a year is a very important thing that we can do. One of the things that you can read about that tells us how important it is to give blood is you can read in newspapers and in the media and different places, and I just want to bring a few of those up to you so that they're fresh in your mind. But the Andalusia Star News, which is a paper out of Alabama that obviously we don't read, but it was an article put in there that talked about blood donations and how they are down 15% from the history. So giving blood and blood donations are down 15%. It's quite a bit already, especially when you understand and know that there are shortages from time to time in the need for blood that hospitals have. Another reference that we can make is from KSL News Radio, which is a news station out of Utah. They did a report that talked about how common it is for there to be shortages during holidays. Shortages during the summer is another peak time for there to be shortages of blood and donors of blood. And that makes sense because holidays, again, people get busy with life, going on vacation, spending time with family. And also in the summertime you have the same thing, vacation time, and it's a busy time of year, and people just kind of forget about it and they don't donate as often. And so those are those peak times when there are shortages, it seems. Those are a couple of good reasons and shows the importance of doing it. One of the things that happens when there is a shortage, you might ask, or it might bring that question up to your mind, is that when there are shortages, hospitals, many times, it becomes a matter of whether or not they do surgeries, especially elective surgeries. And they may choose not to do these surgeries based on the blood supply and the need for the blood. Now, elective surgeries may not sound like it's that big a deal, but elective surgeries are things like a knee replacement is considered an elective surgery. So if someone's suffering and needs that knee replacement, that is one example of how important that surgery might be. Because if someone's suffering and needing a knee replacement, I don't think that that's something that should be overlooked or taken lightly. So knowing that some of these hospitals may postpone or cancel surgeries because of the shortages kind of makes it something that we need to pay attention to, or to know that it's very important in the cause and effect of giving blood and not giving enough blood and having those shortages. Healthy Women there was an article on Healthy Women that talked about how to overcome this, and what they reported, overcome the shortages, and what they reported is if only one more percent of the United States population would give blood, these shortages would become non-existent. We wouldn't have to worry about the shortage. So 1% of the population, and that's probably a lot of people. However, just 1%, that sounds like a very doable thing to me, for just to get 1 more percent of our population to participate in blood donation. So I think it's something that can be overcome, something that there's hope for, much more so than some other obstacles that we could talk about that would be much greater than that. So we're going to look at reasons to donate, who can donate, and that it's a safe and noble thing to do. Reasons to donate. Every 3 seconds someone needs blood. Every 3 seconds someone needs blood. Over 500 pints of blood are needed daily. So there's a great need. And if we were talking about something that didn't have much consequences, but there's huge consequences for shortages. I mean, these are needs that people have. We're talking about life and death. 1 pint of blood. Another reason to give is to understand that 1 pint of blood, and when you donate blood, they take about a pint. 1 pint of blood can help or save 3 people's lives. So when you give blood, it's not like it's something insignificant either. It's something that has a big effect. There's different components to the blood, so 1 pint of blood can be broken down into different components and given to 3 different people and can have an effect on 3 different people's lives. If donors gave just 4 times a year, people that donate, if they would just give 4 times a year, again, we would more or less eliminate the possibility of shortages. And another thing that's interesting about donating blood, it doesn't cost anything. It doesn't cost you any money out of your pocket at all. It's free to go and to donate blood. Giving blood is 100% safe. A lot of people have concerns because there's needles involved, and we talk a lot about diseases that can be spread, but it's 100% safe. Who can donate? Well, in most states, anyone that is 17 years old or older can donate. There are some states that will let you donate at 16 years old, but at 16 years old, you would need permission from a parent or guardian to do so. So almost anyone can do it. There is stipulations on your weight. You must weigh at least 100 pounds or 110 pounds. You must weigh at least 110 pounds to be able to donate. You must be healthy. If you're suffering from a cold or a flu, it's not a good idea to donate. And they would catch that because when you go in to donate, they evaluate you, ask you a few questions, and do some screening. And I've donated myself, and it's a pretty simple procedure, but yet there's several questions that you have to fill in and fill out, and it's for your safety. So, and that's one of the reasons why it is so safe, is because they evaluate you before they do it, and that evaluation will qualify you to be able to donate or not. So it's a very safe procedure and a very safe thing to do. Not only is it safe, it's a noble thing to do. So with these processes in place, you don't have to worry about contagious diseases or infectious diseases, or even AIDS. I know it gets a lot of attention. You can't get that giving blood. They have ways to avoid that completely. But to make a donation is such an important thing, because it is a noble thing to do, because it saves people's lives. And sometimes we don't think of that directly, but if you want to be a hero, this is one way in your life that you could be a hero, is by donating blood, because you are actually affecting someone else's life with your blood. And I would consider that personally as you being a hero because of the blood that you've given. Sometimes we don't really think about this until we have a family member that needs blood donation or has a great need. And a lot of times that's the motivation for people becoming blood donors, is when a close family member needs blood, and then that attention gets made. But anyone can do it. Like we talked about, 17 years old and older, even some 16-year-olds. And when you go to donate blood, it's not a big deal. Typically, you give blood, it might take you a couple of minutes afterwards. You might feel a little dizzy, you might feel a little weak or a little faint, but at every blood donation center, after you donate blood, you're allowed to go, and they have cookies, and usually you can get a soda or something like that, kind of get your blood sugars back up and going. And so it's not a hard thing to do. So the American Red Cross is responsible for blood donations. They have a lot of people a lot of celebrities that support this and can speak for it. And I hope that some of the celebrities might be people like Trace Atkins is one of them. Greg Biffle is a NASCAR driver. Jackie Chan is a movie star. These guys all are supporters, and you can go on the Red Cross website and see their comments about this. And I hope that even just knowing that some of these famous people support it, that it might encourage you to go and donate blood yourself. So I encourage you to be that hero. It's safe, it's easy. Anyone can do it. 17 years old and older, that's 110 pounds and halfway healthy. and it's just a safe, noble thing to do. So I hope what you've heard today will encourage you to go do that.